Transforming worry. Worry is a bit different from anxiety in the way I'm understanding it. Anxiety is something deeply embedded in our whole system. Worry is a habit. So here I'm going to look at worry. I'm going to really explore, well, how do we transform the habit of worrying, and where does it come from? It's interesting, really, worry, because when you worry about something, obviously you're worrying about the future. And I'm not going to tell you lots of wise things about how you should live in the now, and that, that's not what I'm going to be doing here. I don't want you to have that worry as well. But what I do want to explore is maybe the roots of worry. Like, worry is actually a form of narcissism. It's a form of self-obsession, because you're actually indulging in like a real kind of, it's self-indulgent. It's a part of you that is feeding a kind of mindset inside yourself that is not good for you, but you can't, you don't know how to change it, or you've just got into the habit of worrying about things. And then what it does is it just makes you a kind of nervy, edgy, unrelaxed, tense, tight kind of person. And that's not who you are. And you know this. That's why you're listening to this now. Because you kind of need to, we all need to find our way back to the joyous, the child, the person in us that loves freedom, that loves, all the things that you've forgotten since you were young, and, your dreams that you had as a child. Like, it's all been taken over by this sort of heaviness. What is this heaviness that we allow ourselves to indulge in? That's where you'll see it's a habit. And habits can be broken. They can be changed. They can be transmuted. So that's the good news. And quite easily. The best way to change a habit is to change it from one thing into something else. It's really hard to just stop a habit. It's really hard to kind of stop addiction if you're addicted to something. The easiest is that you just transfer your addiction from one thing to something healthier. And that's what we're going to do here. That's the invitation to you. So what I want to invite you to think about is, how can we create a new habit? And that new habit is, I'm going to call it the art of ease. The art of ease. How to relax. Instead of worry, we're going to relax. Every time you find yourself worrying, we're going to remind ourselves of something. And this is just like a one-liner, come from an ancient Chinese sage called Chuang-Tzu. He said, this wonderful one-liner, here it is, this is your creed. Easy is right. Easy is right. Those three words, I want to invite you to make them the basis of your life. Easy is right. What do I mean by easy is right? What I mean is that there are lots of decisions we have to make in life. There are lots of paths that we take. And where you've got to now in your life, it's the result of many decisions you've made, many paths you've taken, and it's taken you've taken on things, you've taken on responsibilities. Probably you've taken on certain habits and kind of things that you have around you, and ways, and worrying is one of those. And so, the thing to understand is that you're naked right now, right? You're naked. So you can start again. Like, in every moment we're naked. We're here before infinity. So we have paths open to us. And it doesn't matter what paths we've taken in the past. Doesn't matter how many paths we've taken or where they've led us. Right now, we stand at the crest of a new decision. Shall I go this way? Shall I go that way? Shall I eat this? Shall I eat that? Shall I speak to that person in this voice or in that voice? Shall I think like this or shall I think like that? You know, we have all these options open to us. So what I want to suggest to you is that when you're next faced with a choice, think of these words, easy is right, and go, well, why don't I take the easy one? As human beings, we have this crazy sort of brain that wires us, and it's like rooted often in our childhood, that we have taken these difficult paths, these paths that even though they might look at one way or another to us, like they end up making our life more complicated because we take the hardest path. And so if you are a worrying person, this is a great practice for you. Take the easier path for a while at least. Just try it. So you know, can I give you an example? I don't know, you're trying to decide where to go on holiday. You've got some choices. Like, there's this set of choices and there's this set of choices. And you start moving towards this set of choices, and it just proves difficult. Like, you can't get hold of them on the phone, or the internet thing goes down, and so you're like, oh, perhaps it's meant to be. Perhaps it's life telling you something. Like maybe there's another way. Maybe there's something else. So you just let it go. Just let it go. And go, well, there must be an easier way. And maybe for a moment the easier way is not to do anything. Or maybe something is waiting to replace that previous idea. So just be open and available to other ways, other decisions. And try making life easier on yourself. Like, just don't take on those responsibilities and complexities for a while. You know, I'm not asking you to give up on your dreams. I'm just saying, make things easier. And that can become a new habit, you know, that you start taking easier pathways. Now, there's a slight subtlety to this, because sometimes between two paths, the one that looks easiest is not the easiest. And the one that looks hardest is actually the easiest. So how do we know? Simple answer, intuition. You know. And if you take the wrong way, you'll soon learn. You know, you'll soon come back and you'll go, oh, I didn't listen to my intuition. You know, because what the intuition does is it just measures the correct path for you. And the correct path is always the easy path, even if it's difficult. Yeah? It means that difficulty or that challenge will be a challenge that you can surmount easily, as opposed to an obstacle that just becomes a nightmare, you know, but you keep soldiering on instead of just backing off and admitting that you've been wrong and that you didn't listen to your intuition, and that's why you're struggling, right? So following your intuition, following a flow, what your intuition will do is it will begin to put you in touch with the flow. You know, we had this expression, you know, being in the flow. You know, we hear it sort of a new age expression. I'm in the flow. It's a great cliche. This is for you. Be in the flow. Find your flow. Anyone that finds their flow in life, it's because they found the easy path. That's why it's a flow. Everything's flowing. You're just sliding from one thing to the next. It's just, there's this beautiful unraveling. It becomes easier and easier. And the more you live like that, the more you relax inside yourself, the more deeply you breathe, the more free you feel, the happier you feel. You know, it's really simple, actually, really simple. And what happens is that you forget to worry. You know, you forget all about worrying, because you don't need to worry about the future, because you found your flow. You found that you have inside you a means to know which path is easy. And the more you do trial and error with those paths, the more you'll realize, I didn't quite follow the intuition that time. Okay, I'm coming back, I'm resetting, and the next time, here we go, let's go this way. That's the easy one. That's the fulfilling one. And soon we create a sense of surrender deep inside our being. And we realize that life itself is supporting us. It's holding us in this rhythm, in this flow, in this effortlessness. And these cliches that you may have heard before, life, effortless being or effortless flow. It's like you actually finding it yourself. You're actually living like that. So worry then becomes a thing of the distant past, because it's like a habit you've forgotten about it. You didn't even have to change it, actually. You didn't even transform it. You just shifted the habit. You just shifted the perspective into this new perspective of finding your flow. And, it's easy. The thing I'm giving you, there's the irony. This is not difficult. This is easy. This requires you to, right now, I'm inviting you to take this easy path in life. And I'm not going to say, it'll be hard in the beginning, because it won't. It's easy from the beginning. From the moment you stop listening to this, it's easy. And you might have to kind of listen to this a few more times just to remind yourself. Pen everywhere. Easy is right. Easy is right. Easy is right. Right is easy. Right is easy. You can reverse it. And then you'll find that you find this flow and this rhythm and a sense of being, a sense of just being. All the things of the mind begin to drop away, all the worries, all the what am I supposed to do? Where am I supposed to be? What's the, how shall I behave in this situation? How shall I deal with this problem? You just flow through life like a knife through butter, soft butter, and you find your rhythm. And then life itself is answered by your living in a sense of surrender, in a sense of flow, in a sense of pure being. And when you live from that place of pure being, you don't need to know the answer to anything. You don't need to know where you're going. You don't need to know where you've come from. That's when you come into the now, into the present moment, because you've just found this easy flow. And you can look around you and you'll be inspiring to people, because they'll look at you and you go, how is it you've created this life for yourself? How is it you're so relaxed? How is it that you laugh like you do? Because, most of us have forgotten our laughter. And easiness opens up the belly and the breath so that we can belly laugh again, so that we can smile, and it brings good fortune to our life, and it brings simplicity. It brings all these gifts. So easy is right. Let that be the gift that you give yourself from now on. Bring an end to that worrying business.